Who that in the back? 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 Hey my queer little bookworms, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you have been having the most whimsical week ever. This is officially my first video of 2026, and we're starting it off with a banger, a reading vlog. Because hey, a little birdie told me, now remember, a little birdie told me. We don't know how trustworthy this birdie is, but sometime soon you're not going to be getting that many reading vlogs because the person filming this is really busy. But hey, just a birdie told me, I promise it was just a birdie, With that being said, I hope you enjoy this video. Let me tell you first what it's about, if you haven't read the title. A little while ago on my channel, I decided I was going to start possibly a mini-series, if I am dedicated enough, where I'm going to read a YouTuber's 5-star reads. Now, my first video that I did this was Heyy Fam's video. I did it on Heyy Fam, and I will either link it down below or I'll put it when this video ends. It'll pop up on screen. You can just click on it and watch it. See, it's so convenient. Why not watch it? But I picked 4 of their 5-star reads and I read them and determine whether I like them or not. Okay. Now, as I said, I did this with Heyy Fam. She was the person that introduced me to the book world, so I thought it was only proper if I did it with her. But the second person I wanted to do was none other than Destiny Sidwell, because Heyy Fam for me was the pioneer, but like Destiny Sidwell really got me going. Also, I love Destiny Sidwell so much. She's one of my favorite YouTubers ever. She is my comfort creator. I love her so much, and she has incorporated more lifestyle, I feel like, in her vlogs now, and in her YouTube channel, and I love that. I'm here for it. But I wanted to compile a list of her 5-star reads. Some of them, I think most of them are like kind of her older ones. But yeah, I hope you enjoy today's vlog. Also, I don't know if I told you this. I hope you had the most whimsical week ever. I probably already said that. Also, I'm sorry for the intro and the camera quality on this is buns, and I also have a haircut, so I look kind of different, but that is because, well, this video is filmed in 2025. Also, that is because I don't have a phone right now. Yay! Aren't we all so happy? This was like the universe's way of telling me, hey, Dennisa, get off your phone. Stop it. Go touch some grass. Except there is no grass because it's winter. So you have to suffer by yourself, alone, without no social media, with seasonal depression for an entirety of 2 weeks because my friend lost my phone the day before winter break started on a Friday, and I have to go 16 days without it. But we're going strong, guys. Let's calm down. This is going up on a Sunday, so the day after this is Monday. It's the start of the school, and I've never been more excited for school to start so I could find my phone at school. So guys, please send me like magic and be like, Dennisa, you will find your phone. Dennisa, you will find your phone. Dennisa, you will find your phone. And it'll be like safe and sound, and you'll find it easy peasy. And then also just like manifest. Okay, please manifest. Maybe even comment down below. Also, go like the video, subscribe, comment, like, do all the YouTube stuff you know how to do. Hey, I pulled out the Destiny Sidwell on you. Yeah. I hope you enjoy this vlog. Bye. Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo in Heyy Fam's vlog. Go check that vlog out if you haven't even seen it yet. And I rated that one, spoiler alert, a 4.5. I think I rated it a 4.75, but ended up rating it 4.5. This book is told in a very interesting format. It's basically like someone's making a documentary about the band Daisy Jones and the Six, and members of this band and people that were associated with it or had something to do with it talk about their experiences. So it's kind of told through like, this character said this character said that. It kind of feels like a movie script in a way, but it basically talks about, it explains how Daisy Jones and the Six, the band, formed, life behind the scenes, what it was like in Hollywood during this, well, in the music industry during the 70s, because this plays during that era. And it just follows that. And also, this band has broken up, so you find, and people didn't know why, so you find out also about what happened, like a scandal, in order for the band to break up. And it's a very interesting thing. It's also, people have said that it is inspired by Fleetwood Mac and that entire history of the band, which I would see why. And I'm not big on like the Fleetwood Mac lore, but I see why. But I wanted to say, if you have read this book and you enjoyed it, or if you have been interested in picking up this book, I have probably an even better book for you that I rated 5 stars, and I regret not filming a video on it. Nevertheless, the book Mary Jane by, I forgot what her name is, Jessica something, I don't know, but that book is so good. It's one of my favorite books of the entire year of 2025. I know this probably is coming out in 2026, I'm sorry, but it's so good and I need you to read it. It also takes place during the 70s, and I forgot if Destiny Sidwell also rated this 5 stars, but I know for a fact Heyy Fam has. Go read that book if you enjoyed this one, or if you're purely just interested in this one or that one, go read it. I loved that book so much. That's enough of me yapping. Say I finished Daisy Jones and the Six. I originally rated this a 4.75 stars, but as I've said before, the rating that someone else has given it will sometimes affect my rating too, and this was the case. I think I would end up rating this a 4 stars. I don't know if I updated my Goodreads and my Fable for that, but I really did enjoy the book. It had a great story. I love a great 70s, 60s, 80s vibe to it. Love it. If you have any recommendations for books that take place in the 70s, please let me know. I love it so much. But I really enjoyed the 2 characters, Daisy Jones and Karen. To me, Karen, me and her are the same person. I mean, I would do the same things the same decisions she has made in the novel, but I would love to be Daisy Jones. Something about her just appeals to me. Other than that, I didn't have many thoughts on this book, because yeah, I honestly, I could go even lower to like a 3.75 stars if I wanted to go extra specific, but let's just keep it at a 4 and leave it there. I loved the atmosphere in this. It was so good. Like the setting. Atmosphere, I'm sorry for using the word atmosphere. I love the setting in this. It's just perfect. perfect. I could imagine it really well in my head. It also had a really, really good ending. I am a fan of Taylor Jenkins Reid. Her endings, well, mostly this one and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, it just all wraps up so satisfyingly and just perfect, and I just love it so much. And I really also enjoyed, I've read quite a bit of my Taylor Jenkins Reid books, even her not so popular ones like Forever Interrupted and One True Love, etc. But I really enjoyed the writing. Out of all of her books, I think I enjoyed the writing the most in this one. Now, I didn't read her newest book, Atmosphere, so that might not be the case. Maybe you shouldn't count that. But I remember really liking the writing in this one. I also annotated it a lot, which says quite a bit, because I'm not an easy annotator. As you saw, I started Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. Now, this is my third Kristen Hanna book of all time, but despite that, she is one of my favorite, whoa, did I just repeat that 2 times? Favorite authors of all time. I love everything about her books, okay? Now, Firefly Lane follows Tully and Kate. They meet when they're 14, when Tully moves to a small town and Kate happens to be her neighbor. They become fast friends. And this novel follows their journey when they're teenagers in high school to their young adult years in their 20s, through figuring out college, and till later in their 50s, and so on and so forth. It is a great story about girlhood and friendship and how just the way friendships work and relationships work, because they're not ultimately always perfect. I would say to go into this book relatively blind, so it's a very brief summary, because also you don't need to know every single detail. But I would definitely recommend Kristen Hanna's book. See, I'm giving you book recommendations whilst it being a reading vlog. I would definitely recommend you Kristen Hanna's books if you want somewhat simple writing, but still like amazing quotes. All of her books that I've read by her, it is heavily annotated. And my mom, as a immigrant with a second language, her second language is English, she still understood. She read a Kristen Hanna book and she enjoyed it so much, despite it being very thick. And she has trouble getting into books and to understand English literature because her second language is English, but she loves Kristen Hanna's writing. So I would definitely recommend it for that. Also, if you've been wanting to get into contemporary fiction or historical, I would consider this contemporary, borderline literary, probably, because you're mostly following the characters. Or, like, this is a good literary fiction if you still want it to be somewhat paced in a way where you will be, wanting to pick it up. Her other books, a lot of Kristen Hanna's other books are also historical fiction, so you might want to check those out. One of my favorite books of all time is The Four Winds by Kristen Hanna. You should definitely read that. Firefly Lane. It actually finished me. This book was so painful. It felt like someone started stabbing me repeatedly. The same wound. And then they left it for a while. And then they kept stabbing. Because that always bleeds. I am I can't even form words because I'm that shook by what just happened.
At first, I rated this book a 5 stars, but because I was so caught up in the ending of this novel and how much emotion it drew out from me, that I felt the need to rate it at 5 stars. And as always, I changed my rating. I changed my opinion. It did not live up to that rating. And I think if I were to rate this, it would probably be a 4.5. Let me explain. This book truly perfectly encapsulated what girlhood feels like and how friendships feel like. No matter, they have been friends for a long time. It explores them through decades and different phases in their life, teenagehood, adulthood, in your 20s when you start to question who you really are. And it just felt, even if you've never experienced that, it just felt like it was represented in a perfect way that you could understand, and someone that has gone through it understands and knows what it feels like and could relate. And in many ways, I related to Tully, one of the main characters. And sometimes the characters would do something that would be annoying, or like the bad decision, or quote unquote the bad decision, or something that didn't make it, you knew it was gonna have an effect later in the story. But I didn't even get mad at those decisions of those making those mistakes, because I knew that this makes sense for the character. At the end of the day, they're not making the right decision, quote unquote, but at least they're making the decision that makes sense for the character. And I feel like the characters, although they changed throughout their lives and they evolved as people, they still, sometimes you would look at them and you're like, still at heart, you were the girl you have always been. And that is truly just, they did lose themselves a few places, but still at the end, they turned out, they are who they are. And I feel like if you are a woman, or simply, you can pick this any time in life and you will relate in some way, shape, or form to it. In conclusion, the reason I would rate it at 4.5 stars is because sometimes the pacing lost me. I got a little bored, but at the same time, for me, it's hard for me to, determine whether to rate something 5 stars or not. Because I'm for some reason, it's hard for me to find a rating for books, because it doesn't feel accurate at some moments, because I get caught up in the way other people's rate. But I would rate it from a 4.5 to a 4.75.
I started our third book of the vlog, Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This is different than the usual covers that you see.
So this book follows Percy, and she has a cottage, and during the summer, she went to that cottage for 6 summers, okay? Every summer for 6 years, during her childhood, okay? And now she's an adult, and she hasn't gone there for a few years now. The reason she hasn't gone there is unknown to you, but it's kind of hinted at, okay? So she gets a call, and she's like, hey, Percy, you had a best friend at your cottage named Sam. His mother died. You need to go to her funeral. And she's like, obviously I'm going to go to her funeral. The thing is, she hasn't seen Sam since a scandal happened that led to her not visiting back the cottage, okay? And now you basically follow a then and now timeline. You get led through all the summers through her childhood and the present day, and see what happened, okay? And her and Sam, they spent all their summers together at the cottage. They were like besties, okay? And later in their lives, obviously, when they were teenagers, romantic feelings started sparking. So naturally, something you can like, it's hinted at. You can kind of guess, okay? And I wanted to say, little tangent, and I'm so sorry, and I'm not trying to trash on these authors or any of the books that will be named or the authors, but most romance books that are summary, they always have the same exact plot line. Guys, come up with something new. I know it's hard. I know. Because at this point, like, there's so many books out there that you can't help but, like, some things start repeating itself. But, and you'd be like, Dennisa, then don't pick up summer romances. I want to, okay? I love summer romance books. I love summer books. They're amazing to pick up. I love seasonal reads. But it gets to a point when it's like, you see so many books out there at this point. I have read so many books similar to this, whether I wanted to pick it up just for fun or I wanted to pick it up for a video. And I'm like, why are we not original anymore? For example, the book I'm currently reading, Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren, People We Meet on Vacation, Emily Henry, Same Time Next Summer, Annabelle Monaghan. And this one is like, if you squint and tilt it to the side, it has like somewhat the same premise, 28 Summers by Ellen Hildebrand, but that's still like kind of contemporary / literary fiction. She's a little diverse, okay? She's a little diverse. But most of these books have the same exact plot line to the point where, in my mind, I don't even remember specific details about like what career the characters have, what their relationship status is. Like certain things, they just completely blank. I don't remember. And I wish I did, but it's all mends together in my head. So, if you've read one of them, you read them all. You don't need to pick up another one, you read them all. Trust me. I'm sorry I went on this tangent. I just wanted to point this out.
Hey guys, I hope you weren't too excited to see me read the book because I already finished it. I can't find anywhere to set this up, but I already finished Every Summer After.
When I gave my final review on this book, I didn't even give thoughts because my feelings were just so neutral. I had nothing to say. But originally I rated this a 3.5 but back then my ratings were a little odd. Okay, I was a little bit too generous. I feel like overall this is probably like a 2.5 stars just because I feel like I've read so many stories common to this one. It's just like at this point you know what's happening and it's like it's predictable what's gonna happen. I mean, if I was gonna say, I did really, really enjoy the summer vibes in here. It was really good in those terms. I am really excited for, I don't know if it's a show or if it's a movie that's coming out. I am excited for that because I love seeing book to movie adaptations. But the summer vibes were here, they were unmatchable. Okay, so the only reason I would tell you to pick up this book is for the summer vibes. And to like read this on a beach, and that's kind of it. And right now it's winter, so if you live in my part of the world, if you live in Australia or New Zealand, good for you. I hope you're having an amazing time right now. But this is purely just like read it if you want to lay on the beach and have amazing summer vibes. It takes place at a lake. I'm really excited to read One Golden Summer, which I probably will read this summer because I've heard it's way better than this one, which that follows the brother from this book because her best friend Sam, his brother, I think his name's Charlie or something, but Also, some people have said if you like Love in Other Words or other books like the books I've said, you should pick this up. I mean, I guess if you want something to replicate that feeling, but at the same time, whenever a different book copies the same exact kind of formula of my favorite book, then I don't care for it because it's never matchable. At this point, I have officially lost the plot in this vlog. Where's the plot? I can't find it. Right now, when I'm currently editing, I'm like hungry and I'm just so tired of editing. And every single talking clip of me is just a voiceover. And it's horrible, I know, but this is my last pre-filmed vlog. So the next vlogs that are coming up, the next videos, hopefully they don't have that much voiceovers because it's going to be edited within the week that it was filmed. So there's not a lot to change in the vlog. But we started, at the current time in this vlog, we have started our fourth and our last book, thank God, of the vlog. And it is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Now, this is a literary fiction book, and it was probably not my best idea to pick this up at the time being, but who cares? So, this book follows Marianne and Connell. I think that's how you pronounce his name. They are in high school, and, they're polar opposites, because she's, very introverted. She's, the shy nerd. That was sarcastic, by the way, but I guess that's what the stereotype she falls under. And Connell is this young lad that plays rugby and is the most popular guy in school. Sorry. And they spark an random conversation one day because Connell's mother works as a maid for Marianne, and they spark a random conversation and they become friends, and later it just follows them throughout high school and then college and later in life, and how no matter the place in their life they see each other, they still talk to each other and they still know who they are, and it just kind of follows them. It's a literary fiction. It's very much character driven, and there's a big miscommunication. And yeah, it's definitely not going to be for everyone. I finally finished. I'm so hangry right now. I'm sorry. But we finished Normal People by Sally Rooney. And I'm so happy to say that. I ended up rating this a 3.5 stars. Right now, at the current moment that I'm speaking, I'm not the biggest literary fiction fan, purely because I wish I was, but just doesn't appeal to me in that way. But at the time where this was filmed, I didn't even know the difference between literary fiction and contemporary fiction. So that said a lot about my reading situation. With that being said, I do remember there was a lot of quotes that stuck out to me. And Sally Rooney's writing is a little bit more unique. You know, she's edgy. She doesn't use quotation marks like the rest of us. Okay? She's cool. She's edgy. But I remember, and so it was unique in that way, in that sense. I'm happy that I read a different Sally Rooney book before reading this one, because I remember I read Beautiful World, Where Are You?, which I did a vlog on that. It was reading books I'm intimidated by, which I'll probably also pop in at the end of this video. You should go watch it. But I enjoyed that probably more than this one, because that followed more characters. But with this book, it was just like, it was alright. Destiny Sidwell, she also read this in high school, and she said that she hated it. And then when she was older, she reread it when she was an adult, and she grew a fondness for it and a new appreciation. And I think that will be the case for me. At least I'd like to romanticize it and romanticize the idea of that. I'd like to say that, yes, this was a pretty good book. It wasn't the best, but, I mean, I see the potential of me liking this in the future. I really enjoyed Marianne's character, and I wish she was real, so then we would be best friends. But other than that, I don't really remember anything. Like, I don't remember the book, which is good, because I don't think I'm going to watch the show either, because I just don't want to. So, in the future, give me a few years' time, and I will reread this book, and I'll give you my thoughts on it again, because either way, right now, I don't remember most of the things that happened, so in the future, I don't think I'll remember anything, hopefully. And then I'll go into it with a fresh mind, fresh perspective. But with that being said, we have finally finished this vlog. I can't wait to be done so then I can go eat because I'm hungry. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you want me to do a video on any other YouTuber. As I said, they don't have to be a booktuber. They can be a YouTuber too. On any other YouTuber, let me know what other videos you want to see, because I'm kind of open for anything else. I hope you had an amazing new year, and I hope you have an amazing... I hope you had a whimsical week. Okay? I hope you have a whimsical week next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, and it just keeps going. If you're going back to school, because I feel like most of my audience is probably around my age. If you're going back to school after today, when this is being vlogged, I hope you have a good day back. A good week. With that being said, I hope you have the best time ever. I already said everything I need to say. I love you. If you're feeling overwhelmed or overstimulated today, go outside, touch some grass or some snow. I'll probably do that right now because it's really sunny outside when I'm currently speaking. And yeah, I love you, my queer little bookworms. And stay tuned for new upcoming videos. Bye.